Shout out to Marc Rebillet. Amazing live looper out there.
So yesterday I played the best show ever. My best show, that is. Like, I was full of energy the entire time. It was just good. I really felt it. Yeah, it was nice. It was so nice that I rewatched the entire show 5 times already. Because I just enjoyed watching it myself. Yeah, you definitely know that your show has been good if you yourself want to rewatch it. And I couldn't help it, but I had to realize that there are more similarities between what I do and what Marc Rebillet does than I was initially aware of.
I might have been influenced a lot by him watching too many live shows.
I mean, I did watch a lot of his live shows because I just think that he's a very good live looping artist and I enjoy watching those live shows. And yes, of course, I also do it to learn stuff. But you know, you can't just learn the things that you want to learn and ignore everything else. If you're exposed to one person for a long time, then you just start copying them. That's just human. Anyway, so I was aware that I'm using some words that he excessively uses.
Bitch is in my active vocabulary, and baby.
And that just happens, you know. I don't do that on purpose, but it just comes out. That's just what's coming out. And even saying this, I already feel like this is Mark talking. It's just coming out. But turns out it's not just those few words, it's entire phrases that are like super similar to how he says them, if not the exact same.
Guys, I feel good about that.
Guys, I felt good about that.
And turns out it's not only the language that I subconsciously copy, I think I also copied like his movements, like those kind of the kind of dance, you know, the
Loop the butt, loop, 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 loop the butt, loop, 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 loop the butt, loop the butt, my friend.
And I don't really know if that's just a universal thing that you just start doing once you're enthusiastic about music, or once the music has a certain beat, you know, like every bass player when playing the bass will do this. That's just universal. But I don't think that that's the case for this kind of dance move. I think I really copied that from Mark. At least when I rewatched the live show, it definitely looked to me as if that's like Mark doing that move. And now here is my problem with that. I don't want to be a copycat. I do not want to copy Marc Rebillet. Can't even pronounce his name. I'm pretty sure I'm still mispronouncing his name. But hey, I don't want to become him, so I don't need to pronounce his name. I mean, of course I let him inspire me, yes. And I also, like, quite literally took some of his ideas. For instance, that people call during the live shows. I definitely stole that idea from him in one of my shows, but it didn't work for me, so I dropped it again.
What was the second part?
Through your loop station.
Speaking of stealing stuff, I also definitely took the voice, you know, the deep and the high voice. That's definitely something I also directly stole from him.
What about you and me?
Well, just give it a try. Maybe at some point you should consider it.
Wait, what? Did you say consider it?
Yeah. Consider it.
And also the fact that he has so many shakers. I also wanted to have a shaker and I got myself one. Yeah, it's nice. And one of those I broke yesterday during the live show. Sorry, Mom.
Oops.
I'm not saying that I don't want to copy him at all, but I don't want to copy him. You know what I mean? I just don't want to become a Marc Rebillet 2.0 because the copy is never as good as the original. And I'm not trying to be as good as him. We're different. We have different styles. And that's perfect. I admire him for what he does, and what he does really well. But I have different qualities, right? At least that's what I want to tell myself. I'm trying to do a lot more with beatbox. And like vocals in general, like a cappella singing. He doesn't really do much with that. He's really focused on his piano and he's freaking good at that. I mean, that's what he learned. I will probably never be as good on the piano as he is. And that is fine, because that's his thing. I also want to incorporate the guitar. Hopefully at some point I'll be able to afford an electroacoustic guitar. That's definitely on my list. But anyway, I already did. I already tried to get the guitar looped in. And from the music, like, he's a lot more funky. That is just his style, right? Very freaking funky. And so I don't want to copy that. I mean, of course, at some point I will want to do like funk tracks, because that's one of the most requested musical genres there is. Back in the days when I was still doing live shows, like in bars, that was requested a lot. But yeah, it's just... Look, there's a pink hat. Wow, that could be my new style. That could be my new style, literally. I love pink and I love top hats. It's just not ideal with the headphones. Speaking of style, his robes. I mean, if I would start to do my shows in robes and then undress mid-show, then you can start shaking your head and be like, I'm just copying Marc. That would take it way too far if I would copy that. But that's his brand. He branded robes and nudity for him, and it works for him. I need to find something else. I can't do the same thing. Although, let me tell you, robes I think are pretty smart, because during those live shows it gets pretty hot, and if you're wearing like a lot, then
Wow, I'm exhausted.
you will definitely not see me play a live show in a suit. That's just not gonna happen, because I would die from the heat. Unless it's a bad live show, then it's okay. Anyhow, I'm not doing bad live shows. I'm actually getting better. I'm definitely on an upward trend right now. I really enjoyed the show yesterday. It was just great. What an energy. So I'm not gonna wear robes. I'm not gonna do shows naked. And also, I don't really want to use the same language as him. Like, for my taste, I think this is partly going too far. And sometimes he is going too far and he catches himself, and that's just always funny.
You wanna fuck a dog?
Oh, Marc. I mean, you might develop that because it works well with an internet audience, you know. People just suggest that kind of stuff. It is improvised, and so you need an audience to give you inspirations, and if you just let them, then those kind of topics is what's gonna come out of there. But that's not really what I wanna do. Like, I mean, I'm okay with a certain level, but I don't wanna let it slip too deep, right? I mean, yesterday there were already some moments where I'm like, yeah, everything for the show, I guess.
Get a little bit of that loop. Let somebody put it on your finger, and then you do something that feels good. You put it in your hinton. Oh.
We shouldn't do that too far. And also, again, I just don't want to do the same thing as Marc. But yeah, Marc definitely is an inspiration for me. Not only from a musical standpoint, but also because he's just so human. It's just also good to see that it doesn't work all the time for him. Like, sometimes also he struggles. I mean, he's also unhappy with what he does sometimes. That's what you hear in this track. But he's doing a good job nonetheless, whether or not he's happy with it. But he dropped a really nice beat, something I really liked. He just deleted again. And I look up to him, and so it's nice for me to say, wow, if he experiences the same stuff as me during my live shows, then that's okay. It's not just me. That's a very good feeling. So thank you, Marc, for that. Thank you for showing your struggles. Thank you for being real, being true. And that's also something I want to do. Like in general, I feel like such concepts, I'm okay to copy. Be yourself. Be truthful. Sing about something that you're passionate about. Those things. That's worth copying, right? But not every single detail. I don't want to go like, oh, and here he plays it like that, and then he takes off his robe, and then he does the harmony in exactly that way. And I mean, of course there's an overlap between my target audience and Marc's audience, but I don't want the people who expect me to do like this kind of nasty stuff. But the people who enjoy good music, yeah, definitely. Come on over and enjoy my shows as well. The week has many days. If Marc plays on Sunday, I play on Monday. Anyhow, I just needed to make this video because I just don't want people to say, hey, you're just copying Marc. I'm really trying not to. It just happens though. It just happens because, you know, I just watch him a lot. So if you got that far in the video and you don't know who Marc Rebillet is, go check him out, like seriously. And if I might give you a song recommendation, Bisexual Jesus is lyrical, comedic and musical gold. So just go check out that song and just binge watch his shit. Yeah, there comes his language again, because I think that that's really worth it. And then also subscribe to my channel, check out my live shows every Monday. And if you want to learn how to live loop, I also have some tutorials here. And I think that that is it. Thank you for listening about my struggles of how I do not want to be Marc, but also how I think that he's great. I just needed to get that out there because I felt like this needed to get out of my system. So thanks for watching. Make your back up. And I see you at my shows.
Let me one more time remind you that you suggested this, you suggested this, you suggested this. Oh, you suggested this, 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 you